Payne and Gadsden. They've had a great rivalry over the years, and this should be another great one. Roger Ingles, you have the starting lineups for the Gadsden Tigers.
Yes, we do. And Larry, we'll start on offense. And split in will be Luke Carlisle, a 5'10", 170-pound sophomore. At tight end, Scott Weston, a junior at 170. At tackle, Torrey King. He's 6'11", 250. Is that right? 6'11"?
No, I believe he's probably about 5'11".
Okay,
I don't think Scott Weston, if we were looking at him when we were warming up out there, if he's 170, then I'm about 120.
That's one leg is 170.
He looks like he weighs about 250.
Well, at other tackle will be a 6'1", 250-pound sophomore, Ivan Peoples. At guard, C.J. Taylor, he's 5'11", 175. The other guard, a 6'2" senior, 210, Jeremy Robinson. At the other guard, or make that his center, will be Rufus Watson, a junior, 6 foot, 190 pounds. At quarterback, Blake Russell, he's 6'3", 190. He's a senior. Wingback, Andrew D'Agostine, and he's a wingback, 6 foot, 180-pound senior. Lewis Kemp at halfback, he's 6 feet, 185, a senior. Probably the most publicized of the runners is Robert Williams, a 5'11", 185-pound junior. But Coach Elmore thinks Lewis Kemp is probably the key to the Gadsden offense.
Fort Payne captains are there. They are Colin Dawson, Elliot McElrath, Matt Hughes, and number 4. I was watching the Gadsden team go on the field. Cameron Kennedy. Here come the Gadsden Tigers onto the field. But Fort Payne with their captains out there, Cameron Kennedy, Matt Hughes, Elliot McElrath, and Colin Dawson. And can't pick up those Gadsden captains, but the toss is in the air, and let's see who wins the coin toss. Fort Payne wins the coin toss. So Fort Payne Gadsden wins the coin toss. I'm sorry, Gadsden's won the coin toss. Their captains are Robert Williams, a 5'11" junior. Gadsden has deferred to the second half, and also Lewis Kemp is out there. Lewis Kemp it is. So Fort Payne will counter with their offensive team, which will be on the field first, as Gadsden has won the toss. They have deferred. Fort Payne will start Daniel Thompson, the 5'11", 158-pound senior at quarterback. The fullback is Elliot McElrath. Had that big game last week against Cherokee County. 5'9", 172-pound senior, Darrell Prater, the tailback. 5'9", 173-pound junior. Wingback is Matt Hughes, number 6, 5'10", 145-pounder. You're also going to see Alex Igo in there, 5'9", 150-pound junior. Split end is number 88, Thomas Brandon, 5'11", 165-pound senior. The tight end is Heath Owen, a junior, 6'3", 238 pounds. The tackles are Eric Scott, number 74, 6 feet, 193-pound senior, and Rory Jones, number 72, 6'2", 261-pound junior. The guards are Darian Dodson, number 75, a 5'9", 205-pound senior, and Matt Wallace, a 6 foot, 241-pound senior. Brian Jones, the junior, is in there at center, 6'2", 214 pounds. So Fort Payne will receive as they will drop Darrell Prater back around the 5-yard line to get this kick, and Luke Carlisle, the sophomore, will kick it away for the Gadsden Tigers. And Fort Payne and Gadsden are just moments away from the kickoff. There's a referee's whistle. Carlisle will approach the football, got his foot into it and knocked it down to the far side. It's going to roll to the 1-yard line where E.J. Bickerstaff up to the 10, 15, found a hold to the 20, up to the 25-yard line. E.J. Bickerstaff on a good run back, ran it all the way back to the 26-yard line. E.J. caught that ball down around the 1, ran it back to the 26, so Fort Payne will start in good field position at the 27-yard line, they'll say. So, Roger, a good field position for Fort Payne.
Yeah, I think it's important here for the Wildcats to do something on offense to give, or just set the tempo of the game, Larry, as they come to the line.
Fort Payne will set that eye with wideouts left and right. Daniel Thompson is your quarterback. And Daniel will run. He's going to roll back to pass. He wants to throw. He's going to roll back to the left side. He's in trouble and got away from trouble and maybe worked his way back to the line of scrimmage. Fort Payne only had one receiver deep as they sent Matt Hughes down the far side of the field, and Daniel Thompson lost the 2 yards on the play.
Well, good job by Daniel. He could have lost about 7 yards on the play. His big number 82, Scott Weston, was chasing him. He finally did make the tackle. Daniel gets back with only a 1-yard loss on the play.
It'll be 2nd down and 12 for Fort Payne as they came out to throw the ball on the 1st down. Same formation, wideouts left and right, the I formation for Daniel. He'll run his counter play to the far side, gave it to Prater, and he didn't get anything. Fought his way back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. So Daniel Thompson They're going to mark it down right on the 25. Didn't gain a bit. 3rd down and 12 for Fort Payne, just underway. Fort Payne facing a 3rd and 12 possession play right away.
Darrell ran right into number 42, Royce Ladder, Larry. I believe if he had cut left, he might have picked up a 1st down. So Darrell not looking over the field very well on that carry.
So here is a big possession play for Fort Payne. They'll send Matt Hughes to the near side, and they send Thomas Brandon in motion back towards the press box. And Daniel will roll around his fake this counter option, rolls to the right on the run pass option, throws complete to Daniel Thompson at the 40, got his 1st down across the 45-yard line. Good job by Fort Payne as they got the ball to Thomas Brandon, and Thomas Brandon tiptoed down this near sideline, got his 1st down up to the 46-yard line, a 21-yard gain.
He was wide open on the play, Larry, to the near side. He ran for I guess about close to 17 or 18 yards after he caught the ball. So a good 1st down for Fort Payne.
They'll mark it at the 46, so Fort Payne keeps the drive alive. And they come out with that same I formation with double tight end formation this time. Going to run that option play to the far side. Gave it to Prater. Darrell fought his way for a couple of hard-fought yards on that left side. Got it up to the 47-yard line. So Darrell Prater with the carry. And Darrell's first positive carry of the night nets a couple of yards. Fort Payne will be 2nd and 8 from their own 48-yard line.
Wayne Bush made the tackle for Gadsden.
2nd down and 8. Fort Payne, same double tight end formation. The slot man on the far side, and a wing back split to the far side. Going to run to the far side. Ran his option. Gave it to McElrath. Big hole to the 40. 35-30 down to the Gadsden 26-yard line. Elliot McElrath found a gaping hole on the left side and ran it all the way down to the Gadsden 26-yard line it is. Big run there by Elliot McElrath.
Finally made the making the tackle was Ernest Sharp, Larry, but a good job by the Wildcat offensive line. Right up the middle, they broke a big hole wide open, and Elliott with a good run. And it's 1st down at the 21-yard line.
21, how far was that run there,
Make
Rob?
it the 26.
23-yard scamper, 1st down, the 2nd 1st down in this drive for the Wildcats.
Still a double tight end formation. Going to run that counter play. Gave it to Prater. Prater trying to get outside at the 25. Got to the 20-yard line. Down the sideline 15. Cut it inside. Got inside the 10-yard line to the 9. Outstanding run by Darrell Prater as Prater ran away from a couple of defenders and got it all the way to the 9-yard line. 1st down, 1st and goal to go.
Ronnie, that was one thing the Wildcats couldn't do last week early in the game especially, was get to the corners and make yardage on the outside.
That was a nice run. Prater almost went out of bounds. He actually ran through a tackle. I believe Gadsden's going to call a timeout right here, though, Larry.
Gadsden burns a timeout. Fort Payne threatening at the Gadsden 9-yard line when we come back. 9:15 to go, no score. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Sports Network. Important drive for the Wildcats. Roger, you said that before this game started. Fort Payne has driven it from their own 27. They're on the Gadsden 9, 1st and goal.
So far, the Wildcats are looking good. They've ran up the middle for big yardage. As me and Ronnie mentioned, they've gotten to the outside for big yardage. So far, the things are going just great for the Wildcats.
Also had a 21-yard pass in there to Thomas Brandon. So Fort Payne, all 3 of those options have worked well. From the 9-yard line, 1st down, Thomas Brandon will split to the far side of the field, and Matt Hughes will set up on this near side. Fort Payne has the double tight ends in there once again with Daniel Thompson to operate from the I formation. And Daniel pitched the ball to Prater. Darrell cut it in 10, got to the 5-yard line, fighting inside the 5. They're going to mark him just inside the 5-yard line. A pretty good gain on 1st down of about 4 yards.
A typical power move right there. That's something we haven't seen much this year from the Wildcats. And right then they were just relying on their offensive line's power to get the ball in the end zone. So we'll see if they keep going right at Gadsden.
Mark it, the tail of the ball laying right on the 5-yard line. Elliot McElrath out now. And Fort Payne will send in David Richardson in there to block in that power I formation. And they're going to run the option play. Daniel's in trouble, trying to run away from trouble, and is going to be down. Daniel Thompson turned to hand the ball off, and he ran in to one of the blockers who was in there, Jermaine Jackson. And that Jermaine Jackson in there is a blocker, and Daniel ran right into him. And by that time, the play was disrupted, and he lost all the way back to the 10, lost 5 yards on the play.
It almost looked like a bootleg play. I know it wasn't, but it almost looked that way because Daniel was all alone and 2 defenders for Gadsden draped all around him. So really, Daniel had not a chance on that play.
Now those 2 blockers come out. They send their regular formation back in. They go with 1 back. They have the double tight end formation. They have wideouts left and right. third down possession play for Fort Payne. Third and goal, option play, pick the ball to Prater. Darrell Prater is going to break a tackle and got tackled back at the 12. As they shot that linebacker in there, and he hit Darrell behind the line of scrimmage, Fort Payne's going to have to go for the field goal.
That was Fernandez Murray making the tackle, and we'll see now just Josh Miller in for the field goal, and we've been discussing the fact we think Fort Payne has one of the stronger kicking games of any team in the state.
Ball will be marked on the hash mark on the near side. They'll mark it at the 19, a 29-yard field goal. Daniel Thompson will hold. The snap is good. The kick is away. The kick is certainly long enough. The kick is perfect. 7:21 to go in the first quarter. Fort Payne leads you by a score of 3-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Wildcats Sports Network.
We don't get the 3 points with the field goal, Larry.
Josh Miller's field goal only worth 3 points. It's going to set 7 points, but it's still a 3-point lead as Fort Payne leads it 3-0. A nice drive there. Fort Payne drove the ball down the field. Now they're ready to kick it away as they'll have Patrick Tate there lined up to kick it away. Patrick got the referee's signal, approaches the ball, got his foot in, squibbed the ball, or shanked it off to the far side, knocked it out of bounds. And not a good kick at all by Patrick Tate, as he just didn't hit that ball well at all. We were talking about the kicking game, and now Gadsden's going to have the ball in great position.
I think his left foot kind of slipped on the turf, Larry, once he planted it to kick the ball, and that may be the reason that the ball skidded out of bounds.
But Gadsden will have the ball at the 35-yard line. Gadsden will set up in good position. Fort Payne used 11 plays in that opening drive and drove 73 yards for the field goal. Now here is Gadsden. Blake Russell is your quarterback, and Russell is going to run Williams at the middle, and Williams found a big hole, got it to the 40 to the 42-yard line. As that was number 35, Robert Williams, and Robert Williams went for 8 yards at the heart of that Fort Payne defense. Was it Williams or Kemp? I think it was Williams. So Gadsden will be at the Fort Payne 42-yard line. And they'll have Williams and Kemp in there. Russell is your quarterback. Augustine is lined up on the wing on this near side. He's going to pitch the ball to the near side, and coming this way will be Lewis Kemp. Kemp hit the corner, got to the 50, got to the 48-yard line of Fort Payne. And there you saw some of Kemp's speed, but a penalty play. Holding against Gadsden. This one is going to come back. Well, we got a chance right there to see some of the speed of Lewis Kemp as he hit the corner and ran for about 13 yards, but it'll be nullified, and the Tigers will be penalized 10 yards. And that's the big play, that penalty.
Larry, did you notice how he was carrying the ball, though, really in one hand? It looks like he might be a little bit prone to losing the ball if he keeps on holding it that way.
Well, they fumbled 6 times last week against Pell City, so maybe they can fumble a couple of times tonight. So that'll push it back to the 34-yard line. It'll still bring up second down, but now it's going to be second down and 11 for the Tigers. So that was a big penalty as Gadsden had gotten the first down. Now they'll roll it to the line of scrimmage with a double tight end formation. They're not going to do anything fancy except run right at Fort Payne, it looks like. Blake Russell is your quarterback, and Russell is going to running up the middle and knock down right there as Williams got his feet knocked out from under him. Great job by the Fort Payne defense as several black shirts were in there to knock him down right at the line of scrimmage.
That was number 76. That was Brandon Waller, Larry, coming in to take his feet out from under him and drop him for, well, I guess he picks up maybe almost 2 yards.
He had a lot of help as there were a lot of black shirts there on top of Mr. Robert Williams. You folks probably remember Jimmy Williams, who was that outstanding running back for Gadsden several years ago. Robert Williams, his brother. This is Russell. Third down now. Possession play, 3rd and 10. For Russell, he's going to roll the pass, rolls to the far side, being pressured, throws it. He's going to be incomplete. He had a man out there. He had Luke Carlisle out there, but overthrew him, and Fort Payne's defense has stopped Gadsden. The Wildcats have got the ball back, leading 3-0.
Well, Larry, I think if the ball had been thrown properly, that it might have been intercepted by the Wildcats' Anthony Thompson. So, really, I think it's a good thing he overthrew his receiver.
So, Fort Payne has held, and that'll force a Blake Russell will be the punter. Blake Russell will punt the ball away. He'll kick it from about his own 25. Fort Payne will send a couple of receivers back to get this ball. Darrell Prater is back there along with Kenny Chadwick. Snap is good. The kick is away. A wobbling kick off the side of his foot. It's going to bounce at the 40, but got a great Gadsden bounce Bounce inside the 30, bounce inside the 25, and rolls dead at the 22-yard line. Great punt there by Gadsden. From the 45-yard punt.
Kenny Chadwick did the wise thing backing off of it, Larry, as the ball took a big hop and was just rolling. So better to do that than risk a chance of fumbling the ball and really giving Gadsden an opportunity here early in the game.
Fort Payne will get it at the 23-yard line, and now they call timeout for the Heat. This is that timeout for the Heat, so we'll be back in 1 minute on the Wildcat Sports Network with Fort Payne leading Gadsden by a score of 3-0. Back in 1 minute on the Wildcat Sports Network. Fort Payne went 67 yards for a field goal. First time they had the ball, they stopped Gadsden. The first time the Tigers have it. Now here Fort Payne is at the 23-yard line with the I formation for Daniel Thompson. Going to run his option play, gave it up the middle. McElrath found a hole, got to the 25, the 28-yard line, and slipped down. Elliott trying to get outside and pick up more yardage and slipped down on his own, then got pushed on down further, but a good gain on first down by Elliott McElrath of 7 yards.
Matt Wallace and company still doing a good job in the center of that Wildcat offensive line, making way for our Wildcat runners. And a good job by the Wildcat defense in the first series against Gadsden, Larry, forcing them into punting.
Certainly was. Second down and about 4 for the Wildcats. They'll send Chadwick to the far side and Thomas Brandon to the near side. Now Brandon will go in motion back to the far side of the field. The I formation, Daniel Thompson wants to throw it, whips it across the middle, and it's intercepted up at the 42-yard line. They had Patrick Tate now flagged back in the Wildcat backfield, but this may be holding against Fort Payne, and I think it is. They're going to Gadsden illegal procedure against Fort Payne going to be declined. Gadsden will get the ball.
That really was a good job by Andrew D'Agostine intercepting the ball. He flew through the air, left his feet to make really an airborne interception of the ball. So a good play by D'Agostine, and Daniel wished he had the ball back.
Yep, Gadsden will have the ball in Fort Payne territory at the 42. Wildcat defense going to be called on again. They forced Gadsden to go 3 plays and out a little while ago. See if they can do it again. But the Tigers are an awfully explosive team on offense. They've got a lot of speed. Blake Russell, the quarterback, Robert Williams and Lewis Kemp, and Andrew D'Agostine in that double wing formation. Blake, your quarterback, and Blake will send D'Agostine in motion, hands up the middle of Williams, and he didn't get anything. Got knocked down. Great job by Fort Payne. And that was Jermaine Jackson who came in there and really knocked Williams down right around the line of scrimmage.
Good job by, as you say, by Jackson. Probably the guy just didn't see Jermaine.
Well, but give him a yard gain into the 41. But Jermaine Jackson did a good job in there as Jackson, 5'6", 202-pounder. He's worked extremely hard this summer to get himself in shape, doing a good job for Fort Payne. 2nd and 9 for the Tigers. The wing formation, they're going to run in the middle, and nothing there. Did they fumble the football? Williams fumbled the football, and Fort Payne says they have it, and let's see who has it. They're going to give it to Gadsden, but a good play there as they try to run that little wing back reverse, and number 34 for the Tigers was in there to run that wing back reverse. That's Jeremy Wilson. His first trip in, and he didn't gain anything. Another big 3rd down play for Gadsden. So Fort Payne can stop him here, get the football back again. Blake Russell, your quarterback. 3rd and 11 for Blake Russell. Russell has the wing-back formation. He sends motion man to the far side, pitched the ball to Kemp, got to the corner, got to the 35-yard line, and it's going to be on a penalty play. He hit that corner, a flag went flying. You would think it'd be a hold against the Tigers, and he's down about 2 yards short of the first down, but I think they're going to bring this one back.
Kind of a risky play by Gadsden, Larry. He threw that ball out there almost like a pass. If our linebackers had been a little bit alert, they might have picked that one off and gone the distance, but it'll come back anyway.
They sent Williams in motion to the far side and then turned and pitched the ball in that direction to Kemp. Kemp had about 8-yard gain, but it'll come back on the hole. So Gadsden stopped themselves twice on drives.
That's right. It just to say a holding penalty actually stalled the first drive. 2 plays after the hold, they had to punt. So hopefully deja vu all over again, as they say. Maybe the Fort Payne defense will stiffen and force Gadsden to punt after this down.
3rd and 21 for the Tigers. They marked the ball all the way back to the Fort Payne 49-yard line. So here will come Blake Russell, probably a passing down, but with Lewis Kemp and Robert Williams in the backfield, you never know. They send D'Agostine in motion to the far side. Rolling back the pass is Rusher. Russell being pressured, sets the screen pay, and he's going to be it to Williams. Williams is going to be at the Wildcat 40 and down to the 37. Fort Payne almost sniffed that thing out as they had a man in there almost intercepted the ball.
And that was Patrick Tate, almost intercepted the ball, Larry, on the middle screen. They set it up well, and it was executed well, just could not pick up the yardage needed for a first down. And will they punt?
Was it Patrick Tate or was it Kevin Nixon? I thought I saw a 71 in there.
That was number 86 who had his hands up that they barely got the ball over.
So that was, how long was that pass?
15-yard screen pass, short of the first down, but looks like Gadsden still undecided whether they want to run or punt, but they will call timeout, Larry.
They're going to call timeout to think about it. It'll be 4th down and about 4 when we come back in 30 seconds. 2:29 to go in the opening quarter. Fort Payne leads Gadsden by a score of 3-0 back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Sports Network. Lorenzo called this timeout to think about it on 4th and 4, but Roger, they're not going to kick the ball, are they?
I wouldn't think so, Larry. They're inside Wildcat, or deep in Wildcat territory. Well, not really deep. I guess they're at the 37-yard line.
Yep.
And I would think the way their defense has played thus far, they'll take their chances here, and especially with a 3-0 game at this point.
So Gadsden's Vince DiLorenzo has called a timeout. They ran that screen play and set it up beautifully. Fort Payne had a defender there in position, Patrick Tate, to make the play, and he just couldn't quite get to it. But it'll be 4th and 4 for the Tigers, and they line up to go for it at the Wildcat 37-yard line. And here will come the Tigers to the line of scrimmage, led up there by Rufus Watts in the center. And they go to that double wing formation again. Blake Russell on a 4th down play. Russell, the quarterback, and Russell a long count. Russell, now they get a delay of game penalty. They were trying to draw Fort Payne offsides. And Fort Payne never moved a muscle.
Never flinched.
Never flinched. Not one player flinched. And it'll be a 5-yard step off. Now they may punt the ball away, as they do sit in their punting team. So a 5-yard penalty. Good discipline by Fort Payne.
Well, also, Larry, it shows a little respect that Gadsden has for the Wildcat defense. A good move by Coach DiLorenzo, nothing to lose by trying that. And once again, it showed a little respect for the Wildcat defense. So that's one up for Fort Payne on the play.
Luke Carlisle will be back to kick it away now. He'll kick it from around midfield. Got a good snap and got a whistling kick. That's going to be Anthony Thompson's going to back up in the end zone and catch it. He can't run it out of the end zone. There's a whistle. Fort Payne will get it on the 20, so a great kick of 53 yards from Luke Carlisle. And Fort Payne will set up at their own 20-yard line, leading 3-0. But Fort Payne got to feel pleased with that, though, after turning the ball over.
Absolutely, Larry. Gadsden, from the time they got the turnover, actually, well, I guess they picked up a total of 3 or 4 yards, but they were backing up for a while. So Fort Payne, once again, with a chance to increase a 3-0 lead, as they'll have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 20.
So Fort Payne will set up again with Thomas Brandon split to the near side. Heath Owen, the tight end, lined up on the near side. They have the I formation in there with Matt Hughes in the slot on the near side. Going to pitch the ball to Prater. And Darrell Prater can't get anywhere. He's going to be knocked down in the backfield. 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage goes Darrell Prater. And that Gadsden defense just knocked the Fort Payne offensive lineman back on that play.
Wildcat blocker actually blocked the tackler into the running back. It was number 81, and I don't have 81 listed on my sheet. Whoever that was blocked his man right into the runner.
So Fort Payne will be 2nd and 13 now with 1:55 to go in the opening quarter. Fort Payne with a 3-0 lead. And this will be Daniel Thompson with wideouts left and right. Daniel will run his counter play to the far side. Fake it now, going to keep the ball, and he's going to be knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 13-yard line. So Fort Payne moving backwards on this play. Daniel Thompson faked that counter option play and then wanted to roll to the right and throw the ball and was knocked down another 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Play was too slow developing as he made a couple of fakes, and that gave Wayne Bush enough time to come in and make the tackle for a loss.
3rd down for Fort Payne. Let's see what they do. See if they just run Elliott McElrath at the heart of that Gadsden defense, or see if Fort Payne will choose to throw it deep in their own territory. 3rd down and about 16. Daniel may have been changing the play there. And Daniel will run his fullback up the middle and kept the ball himself. Now tried to pitch it late, pitched it out of bounds. It'll be Fort Payne ball, and is there a penalty flag down?
There's a flag on the play, Larry, laying around the 18-yard line.
Looked to me like Fort Payne may have moved, but let's check the flag. The ball flag laying up there. It's a too many men on the field for Gadsden. Unsportsmanlike conduct call against Gadsden. And that will be a big 15-yard step off, but it will not give them the 1st down. Let's check this penalty here.
Almost a bad play by Daniel, Larry. As he was going down pitching the ball out. Fortunately, it went out of bounds, or it could have probably been a turnover.
That could have been a serious mistake, but looks like fortune shining on Fort Payne is a big setup.
Across the way over there. He's not happy at all about this.
That's gonna be a first down.
They gave him the unsportsmanlike penalty call, and it'll be a first down. So a big Gadsden penalty. Illegal, unsportsmanlike conduct.
It's hard to tell if he's madder at his players or at the officials.
Well,
if you have too many players on the field, you can't be mad at.
Nobody ever came off. So I think it's just unsportsmanlike conduct. So here's Fort Payne first down at their own 31-yard line after that big penalty. Option play, gave it to McElrath, found a hole up to the 42-yard line.
That's Miller.
Josh Miller. And Josh Miller ran it for 10 yards and a first down, probably. It'll be right at the marker, but a big run by Josh Miller there gives Fort Payne another first down, I think. Are they going to measure it?
It's close, Larry. I think they got it marked a hair short at this point. But Josh, the key to that play, though, I think was Josh hit that line really quick, and that's one of the really one of the fastest moves we've had tonight as far as the Wildcats end of the ball.
Fort Payne doesn't lose any at all when they put Josh Miller in there at fullback. He's had some big runs for Fort Payne. 10-yard run and a first down for Josh Miller with 44 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Fort Payne 3, Gadsden nothing. Fort Payne trying to move the ball on Gadsden for the second time tonight. The first time they drove it down for a field goal. Second time turned it over. Now they have the ball again. And this is the second first down in this drive for Fort Payne. Now they have Josh Miller and Darryl Prater in there. Runs Josh Miller again. Found a hole to the 50. Josh Miller, another first downer right at it. As they ran that quick trap off this near side, and Josh Miller got through that hole in a hurry.
No, just short of that. Not quite the first down.
I've always told Josh himself this. I think he sees the ball. His key is not that he's so fast, but Josh finds the holes and he sees well. You know, you hear the people saying that all the time. Really don't know what it means, but I think.
What does it mean?
I know what it means. I mean, some people don't.
Yeah.
I think he sees well and he finds that hole.
5 seconds to go. This may or may not be the last play of this first quarter, and they will not get it off. The first quarter comes to an end. Fort Payne looking good. They lead it 3-0. They're in the middle of another drive. The Wildcats lead 3-0. We'll be back in 2 minutes on the Wildcat Sports Network. Back in 2 minutes. Come on back, Bobby, in 5 seconds. Turn me on.
Go ahead.
Here is Daniel Thompson. Ran his counter option play to the far side. Kept it himself. Got his first down across the 50. Fumble late. And what are they going to say? Gadsden pounced on the ball. I think he was already down, and that's the call by the officials there as Fort Payne got the first down. So Daniel Thompson ran for 3 yards and a first down. So Fort Payne's third first down in the drive. Daniel Thompson gets the ball to the Gadsden 47-yard line with 11:37 to go in the half. Fort Payne leads it 3-0. Driving again. They have driven for their own 20, picked up 3 first downs in this drive already. The I formation. Daniel will run his reverse inside, and Chadwick didn't get a whole lot there. That play was kind of busted as Chadwick looked like he and Daniel kind of collided, but Kenny Chadwick was able to get across the 45 down to the 44. Picked up a little when there wasn't really a whole lot there.
Running was kind of crowded there, Larry. The fullback went into the line. Everyone fell for that fake. He tackled him, but there was a big pile laying there, and Chadwick couldn't get over the pile, and he picks up 2-3 yards maybe.
Second down and 7 for Fort Payne. The Wildcats lead it 3-0. They're at the Gadsden 44. Daniel Thompson, your quarterback, and Daniel will run it up the middle. Gave it to his fullback. Big hole to the 35, down to the 30 to the 29-yard line goes Elliot McElrath this time. And Elliot McElrath found a gaping hole and ran it all the way to the Gadsden 29-yard line. And doing a lot of zigzagging there too, Raj.
It was, Larry. I think they kind of fooled Gadsden there with the motion on the play. And the fullback position producing a whole lot of yardage tonight this far for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's a 16-yard gallop there. So here is Fort Payne at the Gadsden 29 trying to build on a 3-0 lead. This will be Daniel Thompson. Daniel will pitch it quick pitch to Prater. Got outside at the 30, got to the 25, got a block, got it inside to the 20, and it's going to be down at the 21-yard line. Somebody out there threw a good block. May have been one of those tight ends.
Heath Owen, Larry, threw the block that really got him around the corner. So a good job by Heath.
From the 29 down to the 23 is where they're going to mark it down. So that's another big pickup by Fort Payne on first down, a 7-yard gain by Darrell Prater. So it'll be Fort Payne's ball at the 22, second down and 3 with 9:57 to go in the opening quarter. Fort Payne 3, Gadsden nothing. Double tight end formation this time, and Daniel will run it up the middle, and he didn't get a whole lot that time. Was it Darrell Prater? He ran at the heart of the Gadsden team and got it maybe a yard.
Wayne Bush made his 4th tackle of the night, Larry, as he would manage to trip him up. And actually, I guess he'll pick up about a yard.
So third down and a couple, another possession play for Fort Payne. But you would think if they don't make it here, they might go for it on fourth down. Another field goal really wouldn't do you a whole lot of good, would it? Need 3 more points. But here is Fort Payne at the Gadsden 21, third and a couple. They've got to get it inside the 20 for the first down. And this will be up the middle, gave it to McElrath, got his first down, and down to the 18-yard line will go Elliott McElrath. Elliott hit the center and then angled off to the far side, picked up a 3 yards and a first down at the 16.
That was good blocking that time, Larry, by number 74 of the Wildcats. That's Eric Scott.
Another first down for Fort Payne.
The 5th first down of this drive, Larry, that started back on the Fort Payne 20-yard line.
Big penalty in there that kept this drive alive. Unsportsmanlike penalty. Fort Payne was about to punt it away, and Gadsden called for the 15-yarder. Now Fort Payne at the 17 of Gadsden. Daniel Thompson will run his option play, gave it up the middle. No, pitch is late now. Prater, 20, 15, got outside, got knocked out of bounds down around the 12-yard line. Good fake there by Daniel Thompson as he put the ball in the gut of Elliott McElrath and pulled it away and pitched it to Darrell Prater. And Darrell went from the 16 down to the 11, a 5-yard gain by Darrell Prater.
Andrew D'Agostino along with number 34, Jeremy Wilson, made the tackles, knocked him out of bounds, Larry. And it'll be second and about 4 from inside the 11.
8:41 to go in the first half. Fort Payne pretty much controlled this game so far. But you know Gadsden's going to come back. 3-0, Fort Payne. Daniel Thompson, your quarterback. Daniel will run a quick trap, and Elliott McElrath trying to break tackles, got inside the 10, got to about the 8. And he almost broke that. They ran the quick trap on this near side, and Elliott hit it in there and picked up about 3 yards down to the 8-yard line. It's going to be third down and about a yard and a half.
Elliott would probably have scored. He couldn't get away from the hold of Jeremy Wilson. Jeremy laying on the ground, had Darrell by the ankle and wouldn't let him go. And that saved a touchdown for Gadsden.
Third down and a yard for Fort Payne. They're at the 8-yard line of Gadsden. And they have the trip receivers to the far side of the field. Going to run his option play to the far side. Gave it to McGrath. Found the hole. 10, 5. He scored it to the 1-yard line. Touchdown, they say. A late call. Elliott McElrath went off to the far side and angled in for the touchdown.
Once again, great blocking by the middle of the Wildcat line, and Elliott running good again, goes up the middle, breaks outside, falls over the goal line. The Wildcats are up 9-0.
So Fort Payne with the 80-yard drive. 15 plays.
15 plays, 5 first downs, Larry.
It will be Josh Miller to kick it up, snap is back, the kick is away, kick is perfect. 7:58 to go in the opening half. Now a flag comes flying in there late. Let's check this flag before we break away.
I think Gadsden was offside.
Fort Payne will probably decline it. Dead ball foul, they say. Illegal seizure against Fort Payne. So Josh Miller's going to have to stick it up there again.
Well, a Gadsden player actually jumped off. Apparently he was enticed by one of the Wildcats. And Josh, I don't think will have any trouble doing it over.
Not with the distance, you certainly wouldn't think. And Josh has been, well, both Fort Payne's kickers have, all 3 of Fort Payne's kickers, including the punter Thomas Grannon, have done yeoman's work this year. This will be a from the 15-yard line. The snap is there. The kick is long enough. The kick is straight enough. 7:58 to go in the half. Fort Payne leads it 10-0 back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Sports Network. 15 plays, 80 yards. Big drive by Fort Payne there, Roger.
Yeah, it was a good play, Larry, and it featured everything. Third down plays, long plays, short plays. A good job. Josh Miller came in, had a couple of big runs. So really a good series for the Wildcat offense.
Patrick Tate will kick it away. Fort Payne leading 10-0. And Patrick Tate got a foot into this one, knocked it down to the 35-yard line, down to the 10-yard line. Robert Williams fumbles it back to the 15, got tripped up, and now got knocked down short of the 20.
Big hit.
Great
Big
hit there by that's the Cobra in there. Look at that man in there.
No. That's
Well, we'll give it to the Cobra anyway.
It was Jay Durham, actually, number 82.
But 82, Jay Durham with a big hit there. So Gadsden will set up at their own 17, 18-yard line. The Tigers trailing Fort Payne 10-0 with 7:50 to go in the half. Fort Payne's defense has done an excellent job tonight. Gadsden really only one first down. So the Tigers now, led by Blake Russell, get to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to run up the middle, and they found a big hole in Williams, and Williams got across the 25 to the 27. And Robert Williams, a 5'11", 185-pound junior, ran for about 7 yards on that play.
That was probably the longest play from scrimmage Gadsden's had since early in the first period.
It was 22 total yards in the first period for Gadsden, only 7 on the ground, 15 in the air. So the Wildcat defense done quite well so far in the game.
Williams with an 8-yard run on that play makes with 2nd and 2 with 7:20 to go in the half. Russell is your quarterback. They send Gadsden in motion, going to run Williams again. He got hit in the backfield and drug his way for a yard or two, but that was a big hit there. And I believe that was Kevin Nixon.
That was Pooh Bear Nixon making the hit on him.
Big hit there by Nixon. Williams was able to pull forward for a yard or two, and they're going to bring the chains into measure, but Nixon hit him in the backfield. Williams was able to break free and dive for a yard, and maybe got his first down. They're going to pull the chains into measure. But Fort Payne, Coach Sanford has got to be impressed with the way the defense is playing so far tonight. But Gadsden, Robert Williams, and Lewis Kemp are dangerous. They stretch the chains out, and it is going to be first down. So first down by Gadsden. Their second first down of the night.
Second first down, Larry.
7 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Fort Payne with a 10-0 lead. And the Tigers trying to move against this Wildcat defense. They have Blake Russell at quarterback, Lewis Kemp and Robert Williams in there at the running back positions. Now that they signal the sideline, need another player. They're a player short, or maybe they have too many. Carlisle was running off, and the clock is still running, and now they send him back on there. And Gadsden's going to get penalized for delay again.
Now they call
they burn a
timeout.
timeout. So what the problem was, Luke Carlisle went running to the sideline, and the coach met him halfway and sent him back. So Gadsden calls a timeout. 6:36 to go in the opening half. Fort Payne leads 10-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Sports Network. So confusion by Gadsden cost them a timeout, and that may be precious to them. 6:36 to go in the half. They trailed 10-0. And I don't know what happened. Carlisle signaled to the sideline. They went running to the sideline, and as we mentioned, one of the assistant coaches met him halfway there and sent him back on the field. And by the time he got back, they realized they were about to get a delay of game penalty and burned a timeout. So, Roger, that could prove crucial in this drive.
Certainly, you don't want to waste a timeout because you never know when you're going to need it on down the line, especially since we're still a reasonably close game at 10-0.
They only have one timeout left. You remember they used another one on that fourth down play. So here is Gadsden, 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. The quarterback under is Russell. Russell's going to give it up the middle, and there's Williams, and Williams fighting his way across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Got hit by several black shirts, but Robert Williams was able to pull forward for about 4 yards. But they're going to just hand the ball, it looks like right now, to Mr. Williams and see what he can get. He got 5 yards on that play.
Jonathan Dreyer, I think, in on his first tackle of the night, at least solo tackle. So he picks up a few yards on the play, though, and it'll be 2nd down and about 5.
Clock not a factor yet. 6:09 to go in the half. Fort Payne with a 10-0 lead. Russell is your quarterback, and now Russell will go into the wing shake, went into the what was that, single wing, snap it to Russell. He went to the far side and picked up his first down. They went to the single wing formation and snapped the ball directly to Robert Williams, and Williams ran to the left and picked up 7 yards and a first down. How long has it been since you've seen the single wing? This will be the timeout for the Heat as they call timeout on the field. 5:51 to go in the half. Fort Payne leads Gadsden by a score of 10-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Wildcat Sports Network. Gadsden came out in that single wing. They shifted to the single wing, actually. First time we've seen that since we played Walter Welborn several years ago. There it is again. And they snap the ball directly to Williams. He's going to throw the ball. And Williams will run to his far side. Now he's in trouble, kept the ball, and broke another tackle, broke a tackle to the 50. Down that far sideline, and he's going to be run down by David Richardson at the 38-yard line. A great, great run by Robert Williams. Williams looked like he wanted to throw the ball. They had that 500-pound receiver down there, and he was lumbering down around the 20, but he kept it and ran for big, big yards all the way down to the Wildcat 37.
Raj, as you said, big play. Big play is going to make a break the Wildcat defense.
25-yard run by Williams. He's carried the ball every time on this drive. And this will be Gadsden at the Wildcat 37-yard line. Now they go back to their wing T formation. And they're going to hand the ball to Williams. And Williams found another hole, but not much of a hole this time. It closed in a hurry. And Robert Williams got it for about 3. Fort Payne says they got the fumble, but the officials are going to have nothing of that. They got it inside the 35 to the 33 is where they'll mark it down. Pick up a 3 by Williams.
There's Jonathan Dreyer once again, Larry, coming in to make the tackle, his second of the night.
7 consecutive carries by Robert Williams. Now they go back to the wing again. They have Williams in there, line up a Kemp on this wing on the near side, far side. Now they're shifting everybody around and bring Gadsden back to the near side. Now they send Gadsden in motion, give it up the middle of Williams, and Williams burst for 5, got 10, got down to the Wildcat 22-yard line. Williams with another big carry as he ran it on that left side and picked up another first down, the 3rd of this drive. And they'll mark it directly right inside the 25-yard line. Another 9-yard gain there by Williams. And he's certainly the workhorse on this drive. 4:09 to go in the first half. Fort Payne leads 10-0, but Gadsden trying to drive. They have Russell in their quarterback. And Russell, your quarterback, will send Gadsden in motion, gave it to Williams again, and Williams got hit down and knocked down, stood up and knocked back. Fort Payne did a good job as Jonathan Dreyer is in there, but he got a lot of help from McLean and also from Cameron Kennedy. They knocked him down after a yard gain on that play.
Also, Jay Durham, Larry, was in on that tackle.
Jay Durham been hurt most of the year, and good to see him back in there. They'll mark him down to the 23, give him a 2-yard gain officially. 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers, and this has been the Robert Williams show. 3:26 to go in the half. Clock not a factor yet. The quarterback under is Blake Russell. Russell will have that wing formation again since Gadsden in motion. Gave it to kept it himself this time. Got outside and got to the 20, got inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. First time on this drive anyone other than Williams has carried the ball. They faked the ball to Russell, and Williams kept it himself. Faked the ball to Williams, and Russell kept it himself and picked up down to the, where is the ball mark? In the 16-yard line?
Yeah, believe so, Larry.
3rd down and a yard for Gadsden. 2:47 to go. They only have 1 timeout left. Not a factor yet is the clock. The way they're moving the ball, they've got plenty of time. They've been picking up big yardage, big chunks on this drive, and all of it's been on the ground. Now they send a wide receiver to the far side, put that big tight end on the far side, and now they get the penalty of delay of game. That's a big penalty. They had 3rd down and a foot, and now they're going to have 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, that is a big penalty, Larry, and you're just going to think, again, that's going to drive the coach over on the far side a little bit crazy.
A delay of game penalty is really going to hurt. That puts it back to the 21. Now they've got 3rd down and 6. They had less than a yard to go for the first down, and you could see that you're wondering why they hadn't gotten a couple other delay penalties as slow as they are moving up to the line of scrimmage. And that time they just kept shifting people around and finally got the delay. Here's a 3rd down and 6. Clock is stopped for some reason at 2:27. This will be Blake Russell. Russell will throw the ball, throws it to the far side, incomplete to the near side. Tried to hit the receiver and overthrew him. Gets an 0 of 2 passing, but 1 of 3 passing, actually, through a little screen pass.
15-yard pass, but that's only 3rd time they've tried to pass, Larry.
He tried to hit Luke Carlisle on the near side, Larry, but also on the coverage was Anthony Thompson. So once again, Anthony was in good shape, really. 4th
down, they're going to try a long-distance field goal. Carlisle has the leg, and it'll be a 37-yard field goal attempt by the sophomore, Luke Carlisle. The snap is good. The kick is away. The kick is going to be No good. Pushed it off to this near side. So Carlisle misses a 27-yard field goal. Big miss there. Didn't really hit that good, didn't look like.
No, he really didn't. He looked like he got under it for a minute. I didn't know what the officials were going to call. Both kind of looked at each other, finally signaled it was no good. So once again, the Wildcat defense stiffens when the pressure is on, and Gadsden still hasn't scored.
Fort Payne would like to just run this clock out here and get into the halftime, leading 10-0. Carlisle didn't hit that good at all, and you could see it kind of starting to float off to the right, and you could just see it float by that right upright. So this will be Fort Payne. Fort Payne is going to run Elliot McElrath. McElrath found a hold at the 25-30, 35-40, up to the 45-yard line goes Elliot McElrath. Elliot goes all the way from the 20 to the 46. Now Fort Payne can go for another score as Elliott ran it to the 47-yard line, a 27-yard run by Elliot McElrath.
Yeah, Larry, with over 2 minutes still to go in the game, the Wildcats 53 yards away from putting more points on the board, so the Wildcats in great shape with 2:01 now to go.
And Fort Payne has all of their timeouts left. So here is a minute 56 to go. Daniel Thompson sends receivers to the far side. The I formation going to pitch the ball to Prater, who will throw the ball. He's going to run it now. He's going to keep it. Got across the 45, got to the 50, and got in Gadsden territory to the 48-yard line. And Fort Payne, with a minute 40 to go, will have plenty of time, but looked like Darrell wanted to throw the ball.
Looks like he was trying to find Elliot McElrath, Larry, who had come out of the backfield also. And I think that Prater was trying to find him and hit him with a pass. Daniel
Thompson was open on this near side. He may have wanted to throw the ball back to Daniel. Here we go. Option play, gave it up the middle, and McElrath broke a tackle, got it to the 41-yard line, picked up a first down at the 40 with a minute 14 to go. So Elliot McElrath, with a couple of big runs, gets Fort Payne a first down on a 9-yard gallop down to the 40. Fort Payne has the first down. A minute 12 to go. They have all three of their timeouts left. They're to the line of scrimmage with Daniel Thompson. Wideouts left and right. The eye set for Daniel. Gadsden moving on defense. And now Daniel will run his option play. Kept to the near side. Got to the 40. Got outside. And if he could have got by one more guy, he would have gone down that sideline. Now Fort Payne burns their first of three timeouts. 56 seconds to go in the half. Fort Payne with a 10-0 lead. They're trying to get another one. So let's go ahead and pause. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Sports Network with Fort Payne leading 10-0. So Fort Payne trying to get another touchdown, or at least another field goal. They have it at the Gadsden 37 with 56 seconds to go, 2 timeouts. So you would think plenty of time. There's Fort Payne driving for another score. It'll be at the Gadsden 37, and Fort Payne may be starting to wear this Gadsden team down a little bit. And if we could get another touchdown here, I bet they would be a little tired at halftime. The eye set for Daniel Thompson with wideouts left and right. Daniel will run it to Prater. Darrell Prater got to the 30 as he picked up 10 yards at the heart of that Gadsden defense, and another Fort Payne first. They haven't stopped the clock yet. Now they finally stopped the clock and give Darrell Prater a 10-yard gain and a first down. Actually, it was an 11-yard gain.
Extra 5 seconds ran off the clock, Larry, before they called the timeout.
So Fort Payne has the first down at the 30 with 45 seconds to go. Daniel Thompson is your quarterback, and Daniel will run his option play. Gave it up the middle. Big hole, Josh Miller. Josh, first down at the 19. Another Fort Payne first down. You remember last year, Raj, Fort Payne, the last minute of the game, went 65 yards to score a touchdown and didn't throw a single pass?
Yeah, that was a great game, Larry. As we mentioned in the pregame, a great game. Then we went for 2 at the end to win the game. Just a memorable game from last year.
Fort Payne trying to do the same thing here. Go 80 yards. They haven't completed a pass yet. 33 seconds to go. Fort Payne definitely in field goal range now. And did Fort Payne call a timeout?
Yeah, Fort Payne called
a timeout. Let's go ahead and keep it right here, though, as Fort Payne has 1 timeout left. They have the ball on the Gadsden 19 with 33 seconds to go. This would be a big score if Fort Payne could especially tack on a touchdown.
Well, Larry, what's been really impressive to me is the fact that Fort Payne has really kept their composure. They got the ball back with, I believe it was like 2:03 to go before the half, and they've driven it down this far, and they've been real effective. And plus, you can just tell out there they're real composed. And a good job from the Wildcat offense.
Coach Elmore had the entire team to the sideline talking with him. And now he calls Daniel Thompson back over there. So let's see what they've come up with 33 seconds to go in the half. Fort Payne with a 10-0 lead. and trying to get more here. They send Matt Hughes to the far side and Thomas Brandon to the near side. Both those receivers draw single coverage. Daniel will roll to his left, rolls out of trouble at the 20, 15, and Daniel's going to be at the 10, down to the 9-yard line, on into the 8. They have another first down, and they do have another Wildcat first down.
Tell you, Daniel might have would have sacrificed about 3 yards there to step out of bounds to stop the clock. Of course, it does stop on the first down, but even that takes a little while.
Fort Payne's in a hurry-up offense right here.
Bring the chains in
to
check him out, and the way they've got it marked down, it should be a Fort Payne first down. Good job by Daniel Thompson there as he gets his lineman back there in the huddle, and they're going to go ahead and call the play. So a good job by Daniel of taking charge to get his team ready to run this next play. 24 seconds to go. Fort Payne has 1 first down left, and they're already semi-huddled up over there. They stretch it out. It'll be just a little short. That much short, Roger. So now they can run another play, get the first down, the clock will stop again. And this may affect Coach Elmore's thinking, because you can run a play there, get a first down, stop the clock, and then run another one. You could just go ahead and run your triple option stuff here.
Waiting for the chain gang to get off the field, and they'll start the clock up, and it's rolling.
Clock is moving, 23, 22.
Look at this in formation.
They have 3 receivers set to the near side. Motion, he throws the ball. It is going to be complete. 10, 5, touchdown, Darrell Prater.
Whoa, he's out to the 1.
Foot line.
Oh, what a formation.
They had 1 back in the backfield. They had 3 receivers set up on this near side. They ran the little screen play to the near side. So Thompson threw the pass to Darrell Prater, and it was complete down to the 1-inch line. Inside 1 inch, wasn't it?
What a formation.
We'll try to explain that to you when we have time. But Fort Payne has it inside the 1-yard line, first down, and it will be Daniel Thompson, power eye this time. And Fort Payne will run for Prater, and Darrell Prater got into the end zone. Touchdown. Fort Payne builds it to 16-0 with 9 seconds to go. Big drive by Fort Payne as they drove it 80 yards in less than 2 minutes, completed 1 pass, and take a 16-0 lead. That's pretty big. Fort Payne with the big lead, and he'll try to kick up the extra point. Snap is there. The kick is when they throw flags down again. They throw their flags down, and it will be penalties against 2. Flags went flying, but let's see who this is on. This is the illegal procedure against Gadsden. Hard to get an illegal procedure on the defense, but that's what happened. Fort Payne will probably just go ahead and decline the penalty. Well, they may take it. Fort Payne 16-0 over Gadsden with 9 seconds to go in the half. Big play, drive by Fort Payne. Here is the snap, and there is the kick, and it is long, high, and straight. Good. 9 seconds to go in the half. Fort Payne leads Gadsden 17-0. Back in 30 seconds on the Wildcats Sports Network. Big drive there, Ronnie. Fort Payne goes 80 yards in 9 plays, scored the touchdown with 9 seconds to go, take a 17-0 lead just before halftime.
Showed great composure. I like that hurry-up offense, Larry. That really looked good for the Wildcats.
Fort Payne sends a player in. Now they send him off at the last minute. And Patrick Tate ready to kick it away. He got it, squibbed the ball, squibbed it. It's going to be caught by one of those up linemen, and down he goes with 7 seconds to go. And Gadsden will take over with just 7 seconds to go. 1 timeout. They'll have it at their 41-yard line. And Fort Payne's got to feel good about themselves, leading Gadsden 17-0.
You know, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, the Wildcats just played an excellent first half.
Man, 17-0 against Gadsden team that's really improved. Of course, Fort Payne has improved. Let's see if they just give the ball to Williams and see what happens here.
They're confused.
Fort Payne has defenders way back at the 30. They send Williams in motion, going to pitch it to the far side to Kemp, and Kemp is going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage and knocked down. Great play. One of those defensive backs from Fort Payne came up there. May have been Darrell Prater, knocked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Listen to this crowd as Fort Payne leads it by a score of 17-0 at halftime. We'll be back in 3 minutes on the Wildcat Sports Network. Fort Payne with a big 17-0 lead. Ronnie, they also lead in the statistics category.
Statistic-wise, first downs 13 for Fort Payne, 4 for Gadsden. Yards rushing 198. 65 for Gadsden. Passing yards, 33 for Fort Payne, 15 for Gadsden. Total yardage in the first half of Fort Payne, 231 as opposed to just 80 for the Gadsden Tigers. So a good showing in the first half of this game.
Patrick Tate will kick it away for Fort Payne, and Roger, a big drive here. Fort Payne needs to stop him.
Right, Larry. Like they did in the first half, they took control, went down and got 3 points early, and let's see what Gadsden, see if they can muster anything here to begin the second.
Patrick knocked the ball down to the 10. It's going to bounce to the 5, where Williams will pick it up, trying to reverse his field to the far side, and got hit down there before he got back to the 20-yard line. A good job by Alex Igo to come in there to make the initial contact, but he got a lot of help along the way, and Gadsden will once again start inside their 20. They'll mark it down at the 16-yard line.
I think the initial thing in the first half, Larry, that I think is really important is the fact that once we turned the ball over in our own territory, the Wildcats didn't let Gadsden score off of that. And in the first few games, turnovers cost us points.
So here is Gadsden again. Blake Russell is your quarterback, and they're going to go right back to that workhorse Williams, and Williams is going to have maybe 3 yards up to the 20, and Blackchurch snowed him under. I think everybody on the Fort Payne defense, with the exception of Anthony Thompson, was in on that tackle, but that was big Robert Williams. And how many yards did Williams have that first half?
I'll get it for you in just a minute, Larry.
He gained 4 on that play to the 21, so it'll be second down and, let's say 5. Second and 5 for the Tigers from their own 21-yard line. Russell will run into his fullback, going to run to the far side. He's in trouble, and he's going to be snowed under back behind the line of scrimmage. A busted play there as Blake Russell was hit behind the line of scrimmage and snowed under. Who hit him there, Raj?
One of the Wildcat tacklers, Larry.
But Russell looked like he wanted to run a little bootleg play off to the far side. He got knocked down right around the line of scrimmage. We'll give him no gain on that play.
Larry, Williams had about 50 yards rushing in the first half. Of course, as a team, they only got 65 yards rushing.
Third down, big third down play for the Fort Payne defense. They shift into that wing V formation. Williams going to run to the far side, got to the 20, got outside, and did not get his first down. He's hit short of the yard marker, I think. They're going to mark him at the 24-yard line, so it'll be 4th down and about 3.
A really good job of pursuit that time, Larry, by number 86, Patrick Tate for the Wildcats, and they're short of the first down.
So Williams did not get the first down. Gadsden will be forced to punt it away, and Fort Payne will let's make sure they kick that ball. And now the officials have called the timeout. What's the problem on the field? Maybe they're sending Cameron Kennedy out. He may be,
I think he's injured.
Bleeding, I think.
Yeah, I believe so, Larry.
The blood rule. I've got to get him. Coach Coburn's going to get him fixed up over here. So they're going to kick the ball away. The snap is good. The kick is a line drive kick. It's going to bounce at the 50. Got another one of those Gadsden rolls, and rolls all the way down to the Wildcat 37-yard line. But Fort Payne does have good field position. From the 24, it'll be 16 up to the 50, and then another 13 would be what? 29-yard kick?
29-yard kick, and most of it came rolling on the ground, actually, as Kenny Chadwick and once again Darrell Prater had to back off of it, couldn't return it as it hit the ground way in front of them. But the Wildcats will have good field position, 1st and 10 at their own 30, out near the 38.
So the Wildcat defense did their job. They forced Gadsden to go three plays in punt. And now here Fort Payne is with a double tight end formation, option play to the far side, and gave it to the fullback, and Elliot McElrath was snowed under and pushed back. They're going to mark it right at the line of scrimmage, but no gain for Elliot McElrath.
Larry, number 76 for Gadsden, Roderick Pearson read that one all the way and just drove him back and pancaked him into the ground.
Now they go with their 2 wide receivers as Kenny Chadwick and Thomas Brandon will come in as the Johnson family is leaving us tonight. So see y'all.
See you in church.
Wideouts left and right. Well, both wideouts to the near side. Kenny Chadwick and Thomas Brandon on 2nd down and 10. Daniel Thompson will run his option play again, gave it to the fullback McElrath, and he got to the 40 and picked up about 2 yards on that play.
And he made 2 yards out of something that really wasn't there, Larry. He did a little juke step, but he was immediately hit by Gadsden, and he was lucky not to lose a couple of yards.
Another 3rd down possession play for Fort Payne, as they've got to get it to their own 48-yard line for the 1st down. 8:47 to go. Fort Payne would like nothing better than to churn out a couple of first downs. They lead Gadsden 17-0 with 8:40 to go in the third quarter. And this will be Fort Payne with twin receivers to the far side. Single receiver to the near side, going to run his option play. Daniel Thompson going to throw the ball. He has a man incomplete. He tried to hit Matt Hughes down around the 40 and just overthrew Matt. Incomplete.
Almost intercepted by Andrew D'Agostine for Gadsden, Larry.
That's Katie Watts. Hi there, Katie. Good to see you here. And so they'll be forced to punt the ball away. And then Thomas Brandon will first punt of the night for Thomas. And there's Dee. Hi, Dee Burt. Good to see you back from Mississippi. Ole Miss, right? How's Ole Miss? She loves Ole Miss. That's great. I'm glad somebody loves Ole Miss. Thomas Brandon will kick it from around his own 30. Got a high snap, went up and got it, and got his kick away and got away a great kick that's going to bounce at the 30. Got a great Fort Payne bounce inside the 20, and Gadsden will once again start inside their own 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 18.
Good kick by Thomas Brandon, another good bounce. So far tonight, it's been good bounces for the punters as that one bounced an extra 15 yards and goes out of bounds, and they're inside their own 20 is Gadsden.
42-yard punt by Thomas Brandon, and you made a comment maybe in our pregame show that you didn't think there was another high school in Alabama that had a better kicking game than Fort Payne.
No, when you combine our two-place kickers plus our punters and our coverage and return people, I think not.
So here's Gadsden again from their own 18. Blake Russell is your quarterback. The wing tee set again. Going to run this time he's going to run Kemp. And Kemp can't get outside. Maybe got 2 or 3 yards. Got across the 20 as Fort Payne's Chadwick came up there, but he had a lot of black shirts to help him.
Well, Jonathan Dreyer also was in on the tackle, Larry. And he kind of grabbed it and pancaked him into the ground.
Give him a 2-yard gain after that pancake tackle there. And that's Kemp's first carry in a long time. He's the one who really hurt Fort Payne last year. Had a couple of long gains. Hasn't carried the ball much tonight. It's been mostly Mr. Williams. 2nd down and 7. And this will be Williams. Williams found a little hole and now got knocked down. Good job by Fort Payne as Jay Durham was one of the ones in there at the 23-yard line. Picked up a couple of yards, another big 3rd down play, but that Fort Payne defense awfully salty.
Well, so far on 3rd downs, Gadsden has really came up with a penalty on most of the 3rd down tries.
It's really killed the drives in the first half. Big 82 coming in, a tight end for Gadsden.
He's not all that big now.
It's just 170
yeah,
pounds.
it's 82. They've got him listed as 6 feet, 170 pounds.
Yeah.
And the guy must weigh 270 pounds if he weighs anything. So here's a big critical 3rd down play for Gadsden and Fort Payne's defense. Quarterback under is Russell. Russell will roll to pass. The sweep to the far side, and this will be across the 25, across the 30, got his first down to the 40, and is going to be knocked down up around the 37. Now he's still on his feet, and he's still moving, and now he got hit again, and now he's finally going to be tackled at the 35. But he still got his first down. He got hit 2 or 3 times and got knocked backwards and was running around and finally picked up the first down, though. That's a lot of these old grads home from school. There's Jess Harrelson.
He must have run about 30 yards.
He was bouncing all over people. He kind of looked like a pinball the way he was bouncing off the tacklers and picked up a big first down. So really, their most successful 3rd down play.
Yeah, we're lucky, though. A play like that can break for a big, long touchdown, but we did hem him up just for a first down.
Picked up 12 yards and a first down. So this will be Blake Russell. Russell will send a man in motion. D'Agostine gave it up middle of Williams, and nothing this time, but he struggles for a couple of yards, as Fort Payne's defense has really played well in the middle there. And this was Russell again. This was Williams again for 2 yards at the heart of that Fort Payne defense, and it was 2 yards that he earned.
That's right, Larry. Most of Gadsden's success tonight has come on, well, really, they almost look like busted plays. Anything that looked well organized, they haven't picked very much on. And we have a timeout.
The second half, 3rd quarter, really flying by. This is the one for the Heat. We'll be back in 1 minute with the score of Fort Payne 17. Gadsden nothing, back in 1 minute. 2nd and 8 for the Tigers as the quarterback Blake Russell sends D'Agostine in motion, ran his option play, gave it up the middle to Williams again, and Williams got it across the 40 to the 42. It'll be another big, was that 3rd down? Across the way, the chain side, 3rd down. This is 3rd down, isn't it?
Well, as you said, Larry,
yeah, this is 3rd down.
So I don't believe they flipped them.
Now, this is 3rd down. They mark it at the 42-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and about 4 for Fort Payne. So here's a big play for the Tigers. They've got to get to the 45. If they get it across the 45, they've got their first down. Russell, your quarterback. Russell will send Williams in motion, going to fake the pitch, and down he goes in the backfield. He faked the pitch, going to run that naked bootleg, and Fort Payne would have nothing of it.
That was 71 Kevin Nixon that read that one from the very beginning, Larry, and knocked him down for no gain, and it's a 4th down play.
They tried to run that fake pitch, and then Russell was going to run the naked bootleg off to the left, and he turned around, and he really got pancaked. And it'll be no gain, and Gadsden will have to kick it away again. Fort Payne with a 17-0 lead. And you wonder if they're going to fake these one sometime along here. The quarterback is the kicker. Got a good snap and got away a whistler this time. Knocked it to Chadwick, who goes back to the 20. Up that far side, broke one tackle, got to the 25, and really picked up a little bit of yardage when he wasn't a whole lot there. But it'll be
got
Fort
about
Payne
6
ball.
yards. I'm sorry, Larry.
That's perfectly all right. The Wildcats will have it with 4:29 to go, leading 17-0. One more touchdown would probably do it. Wouldn't you think so?
I would think so. And one thing, Ronnie, I'm not sure of this, but has Gadsden had consecutive 3rd down conversions all night?
I don't believe so, Roger. Sure don't.
So here is Fort Payne, and they'll put it in play from their own 26-yard line. They send Thomas Brandon to the near side and put Kenny Chadwick in this slot on the near side. Go to the I formation. Daniel Thompson has gone all the way at quarterback, runs his option play, and gave it to McElrath, and McElrath found the hole. And he's down at 4 sideline to the 50, 45, 40, down to the 30-yard line. Daniel Thompson, did he keep the ball?
He kept the ball.
Daniel Thompson kept the ball, went sprinting down that far sideline, and ran it all the way to the 20-yard line of Gadsden.
Oh, a little scary there as he crossed midfield, Larry. Daniel changed arms with the ball and was just holding it in the, kind of palming the ball, and that was a dangerous move. But anyway, he picks it up, and it'll be 1st down just outside the 20.
So how far was that run?
55-yard pickup.
It'll be 1st down at the Gadsden 20 for Fort Payne, and a big, big run by Daniel Thompson. Daniel is your quarterback. Daniel will pitch the ball to Prater. Darrell Prater trying to get outside, cut it back inside, got inside the 20,
fumbled
down
the ball.
to the 18, and they fumble the ball. They say fumble. Gadsden says they've got the ball. Fort Payne signals they've got it, and the officials call stop the clock. And let's see what happens. They give it to Gadsden, I think. Gadsden says
ball.
they've got it. Gadsden got the ball.
You can see at the end of the run, Prater was fighting to regain the ball from the ground, and it looked like from here that he had fumbled the ball, and indeed he has. So a turnover for the Wildcats.
It'll be Gadsden's ball, but they're pinned back again. You're just glad this didn't come one play earlier. Now Gadsden is pinned back again at their own 17-yard line. So they've got to go a long way for a touchdown, but Fort Payne would love to have tacked another score on there. But here is Gadsden from their own 17. Blake Russell is the quarterback, and Russell has Williams and Kemp behind him, and it will be Kemp this time to the far side. Got across the 15, got to the 20, got outside, got across the 25 to the 27. Maybe the longest run of the night for Lewis Kemp. But Kemp ran it for about up to the 25 is where they mark him, about 8 yards.
Jeremy Robinson came up limping from Gadsden back to the line. Thought we might have a timeout for an injury, but he stays in the game. They don't call a timeout, so it'll be 2nd down and 1.5.
3:27 to go. Kemp and Williams still in that backfield. Fort Payne 17, Gadsden nothing. They send D'Agostine in motion. They run Williams up the middle, and Williams found a hole, broke a tackle, broke another tackle, and got his 1st down across the 35 to the 36-yard line. So Gadsden's going to run right at Fort Payne. They don't look real tired right now, those backs don't, do they?
Certainly don't, Larry. And this is the first time we've mentioned Josh McClain tonight. He made the tackle on that play. So I think the linebackers have been doing a good job tonight, and I think that's one of the things that's responsible for the improvement we've seen out of the Wildcats since the 1st quarter of the Cherokee County game.
11-yard run by Williams gives them a 1st down. And this will be Russell. Russell will run. Kept it himself. Wants to throw the ball. And he's going to throw the ball across the middle. Has a man wide open at midfield. Down to the 45. Down to the 40. And on down to the 38-yard line will go Andrew D'Agostine, who came out of that backfield and picked up a 1st down. That's the 2nd completed pass of the night. And D'Agostine was wide open. Don't think Fort Payne was expecting that
Well,
pass.
he threw to the little dead soft area right in between the defensive backs and the linebackers, Larry. And it was a good throw and a good catch.
30-yard pickup. 1st down for Gadsden.
At the Wildcat 38. So that's the big play in the drive. And Gadsden sets up in the wing to you again with 2:32 to go in the 3rd quarter. Russell, your quarterback. Russell will run up the middle of Williams, and Williams is going to bust his way inside the 35 and on down to the 33. He was running backwards part of the time during that run, but he picked up about 7 or 8 yards. It'll be another first down. No, it'll be 2nd and 7, 2nd and 3. Who made the tackle?
Jonathan Dreyer again on the tackle. Jonathan having a really good game tonight. Probably the best game we've seen him have since, well, maybe early last year.
So here is Gadsden threatening at the Fort Payne 32, 2nd and 4. Russell, your quarterback, and he'll run to the far side. This will be Lewis Kemp. Cut it inside, got his first down at the 24, 25-yard line, and maybe the 26, but it will be a first down. And that was Lewis Kemp. Kemp ran down to the, what are they going to mark it at, 26, another 6-yard gain.
Kemp seems to be the quicker and the faster runner between himself and Robert Williams. Williams more the power runner,
right.
Keeps on churning. Williams really hits the line of scrimmage quick.
Kemp had, 3 long touchdown runs against Fort Payne last year. The split back formation again, and they're going to roll the pass again. Well, Russell throws. It's going to be complete on a short game. A great tackle there as David Richardson came up and knocked Mr. Williams down just as he caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Josh McLean also laid quarterback on his back, too.
So that pass was completed, but it's completed for a 2-yard loss. Great play by the Fort Payne defense. Fort Payne defense is playing well. It'll be 2nd down and almost a 3-yard loss. We'll call it 2. But it will be for Gadsden, 2nd down and 12 or 13. Blake Russell is your quarterback. And Russell will send D'Agostino in motion. Gave it up. He ran his option play to the far side. Kept it and darted for about 8 yards off the left side of that Wildcat defense. Got it down near the 20. And it'll be another 3rd down play for Gadsden. 3rd down and about 4, I guess.
It was a good block there by the Gadsden tight end to allow him to pick up the yardage that he did pick up, Larry. Wildcat defense really played the play well and wouldn't allow the pitch. And they picked up 5 yards on the play, but it was really a good play by the Wildcat defense.
They've got to get to the 26. Well, they've got to get to the 16 for a first down. It's 3rd down now and about 5 for the Tigers. Blake Russell is your quarterback. Russell sends D'Agostino in motion. Ran it up the middle to Williams, and Williams is going to be short of the first down. He's going to be into about the 18. It'll be 4th down and a couple for the Tigers. And you know they're going to go for it, trailing 17-0. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Where did the 3rd quarter go? At the end of 3 quarters, Fort Payne leads Gadsden 17-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Wildcat Sports Network. Back in 1 minute. Gadsden will have 4th down and 2 when they get this play away. Fort Payne leads it 17-0. The Tigers obviously are going to go for it as we start this 4th and final quarter. And now we're ready to go. They got to get it into about the 16 for a first down. The quarterback is Blake Russell. Fort Payne needs another defensive stop here. Russell is your quarterback. He has Kemp and Williams lined up behind him in that split backfield, and Russell will run the ball to Kemp to this near side. Kemp got his first down, may score, broke another tackle, got into the end zone. As Lewis Kemp, on the first play of the 4th quarter, goes how far?
16 yards.
And got his touchdown on a 4th down play.
That time, Larry, once he'd broken the line of scrimmage where he really wasn't touched, he only had to maneuver himself around a couple of tacklers in the secondary, and it was an easy touchdown for Gadsden.
They're going to go for the extra point here to try to cut it down to a 10-point lead. The snap is good. The kick is away. The kick is good. 11:53 to go in the game. It's now Fort Payne 17, Gadsden 7, back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Sports Network. After the Fort Payne turnover to score their first touchdown of the night. And now Fort Payne's going to need to grab a little bit of that momentum back. 11:53 to go in the game. Fort Payne 17-7, but Gadsden can score from anywhere on the field.
Well, once again, Fort Payne is the victim of a turnover as Gadsden picks up their only points of the night off of the turnover.
They'll kick it away now. Carlisle will kick it away. Fort Payne has triple receivers back. E.J. Bickerstaff on the far side and Anthony Thompson on the near side. Darrell Prater in the middle. And now Carlisle comes up and readjusts the football, and he's ready to go. He'll approach it, got his foot into it, and knocked it deep to the far side. It's going to be into the end zone. Fort Payne will start from their 20. 80 yards. They need to move this ball down the field, knock off about 6 minutes off the clock, score a touchdown.
Ideally, Larry, that's what we really would like to see happen. And the way the Wildcats have played tonight, I'd say it's a possibility.
Don't need to turn it over again. You turn this thing over again, you're in for a dogfight the rest of the way. Gadsden back in the game somewhat. They trail by 10 with 11:53 to go in the game. Daniel Thompson has gone all the way at quarterback. He'll send Thomas Brandon on the far side, Matt Hughes to the near side. He lines up Owen on the near side, on the tight end on the near side, ran his option play, gave the ball to Darrell Prater. Prater found a hole, got outside the 20, and picked up about 4 yards. He did a lot of running to pick up 4 yards, but Darrell did get that 4 yards. They ran that little counter play, and Darrell got 4 to the 24. Clock 11:35 and ticking. Darrell Prater limping out now. And E.J. Bickerstaff is going to get some playing time. Darrell looked like he may have injured an ankle or something, but he's took himself out of the game, and Coach Coburn down there right away to work on him. But Darrell Prater limped out of the game, and he's pointing to his ankle. So E.J. Bickerstaff in there, and he's going to run the fullback up the middle, and he didn't get much. Got it maybe to the 25, and that was Elliot McElrath. Fort Payne facing a third down possession play, and you don't want to say Fort Payne's got to make this first down, but it sure would help.
Well, it's a big play, Larry. I would say if we don't convert this and give the ball back to Gadsden, you would have to sense a definite change of momentum in the game.
It'll be actually about a 3-yard gain for Elliott. It's third down. Fort Payne needs to get to the 30 for the first down. Daniel Thompson will run his option play, kept it himself, and they gave it up the middle. And did Elliott get across that line? They say he did. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, he got to the 31-yard line. A great surge with that Wildcat line. They had a couple of piles laying there, and luckily Elliott was laying in the pile the furthest upfield.
Well, you've always heard, always step over the piles, and that's what Elliott did to pick up the first down.
Big first down for Fort Payne on that 4-yard gain to the 31-yard line. Fort Payne can burn a little more clock, leading by 10. 10:20 to go. We'll keep an eye on that clock. They have wide outs left and right. Elliot McElrath and E.J. Bickerstaff in. Here comes Thomas Brandon in motion back to the near side. Daniel will throw the ball. Rolls to his right, being pressured back at the 20. Get out of there, Daniel. And Daniel's going to be thrown way back at the 20-yard line. Maybe had a chance to throw that ball away and just didn't do it. Took the big loss instead. That hurt. He had a chance up here around the midfield to throw the ball into the Fort Payne sideline and just didn't do it. And Fort Payne suffered the big loss. From the 31, they mark it all the way back to the 20 and 11-yard loss. That's a big loss for Fort Payne. Now they've got to get it to the 41 for the first down. 9:36 to go. Fort Payne 17, Gadsden 10. The I formation for Daniel Thompson. Daniel will run his option to the far side, gave it up the middle, and Elliot McElrath struggles up to the 27. Fort Payne now third and long. And the clock is down to 9. It'll be under 9 minutes when they snap the ball. Elliot McElrath went from the 20 up to the 27, so about a 7-yard gain for Elliot.
Kind of a nice, safe play to run for the Wildcats there, Larry. And it's third down and still about 15 yards for the first down.
We haven't seen the tight end, Heath Owen, tonight. So Heath lines up in the slot on this near side. Fort Payne on a big third down play. He's going to run his counter option play. Now pitches the ball to Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff at the 30, and he's tackled down. Fumble the football, and Gadsden has it. Man alive. Another big turnover. E.J. Bickerstaff fumbled the football. Gadsden 30 yards away from getting within 3 points of Fort Payne. Turnovers have hurt Fort Payne tonight. Well, defense is going to have to stop him here.
Well, you've mentioned big plays and big series of downs so far tonight, Larry, and I think this is probably the biggest one of the night, at least for the Wildcat defense, as they once again have given the Gadsden ball deep in their own territory at the Wildcat 30.
Gadsden trying to take advantage of Fort Payne's second. Well, actually, it turned it over 3 times. And now they're going to run the reverse to Gadsden. Gadsden outside at the 25. 20. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown. They ran the inside handoff, and Andrew Gadsden with 31 yards for the touchdown. And Gadsden is right back in it. Turnovers really kill Fort Payne.
So once again, the Wildcats falling prey to a turnover as Gadsden jumps on the second opportunity for the night, and he goes 30 yards in one play to pull within 17-13 with 8:27 remaining here in the ball game.
Well, you knew this thing was going to be settled in the fourth quarter, and now Fort Payne has to burn a timeout on the extra point. And Coach Elmore is hot about that, as they had to burn a timeout on the extra point. Don't know what happened there, but man, with a close game like this, you don't want to burn a timeout there, do you? But Fort Payne did. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Sports Network with the score. Fort Payne 17, Gadsden 13. Carlisle will try to stick up the extra point now, and this will be Russell to hold it, the snap. Now Gadsden moves. You don't think this is going to make a... These extra points have been an adventure tonight, haven't they?
Well, yeah, penalties, I believe, on Everett. Well, there's a couple of attempts there wasn't a flag, but on 2 or 3 of them, there has been a flag on the play. And this time, Gadsden's the one that has to back up. Like our kicker, Josh Miller, I really don't think this extra 5 yards will bother Carlisle all that much.
I don't like the way this game is going. You think Gadsden's got everything going their way right now. Fort Payne has the lead, but Gadsden has all the momentum. Carlisle will have to kick a 25-yarder, and he got plenty of leg and got it in there and knocked it up there and knocked it straight to the middle. 8:27 to go. It's now Fort Payne 17, Gadsden 14. Back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Sports Network. Prater on the sideline. He's jogging down here in front of us, but Alex Igo is in the center of this Wildcat kick receiving team, and all of a sudden Gadsden right back in this game after 2 Fort Payne turnovers. Carlisle will kick it to the 1, where E.J. Bickerstaff will have it. He's trying to make the wall on this near side, got to the 20-yard line, and on a penalty flag there. Flag came flying right into the stack, and if Fort Payne is penalized, they're really going to be in the hole. Now, I didn't see anything that Gadsden did wrong there. Did you see anything?
I did not.
I don't think there's a penalty.
I don't even see a flag, Larry.
Well, that's a beanbag, I guess. Guess he threw a beanbag in there, so it'll be Fort Payne's ball at the 21. Why would you throw a beanbag in there?
Well, you get it in the clown's mouth, you win a free balloon.
That's it. And Darrell Prater is back in there at tailback. Fort Payne needs to run the clock, get some points out of it. And this will be Darrell Prater, and he's going to get, well, he dove forward and picked up a couple of yards, and didn't look like there was anything there. But Fort Payne needs to get a couple of first downs, if nothing else, out of this, and get some field position back.
You can see now the Gadsden defenders, especially on that play, number 42, Andrea Ragland, was really trying to swipe the ball free and away from Darrell Prater, trying to force another fumble.
Fort Payne's turned it over 3 times tonight. 2 of them have cost the Wildcats touchdowns. Here's a second down. They almost fumble again. They keep the ball, pitch it to Prater. The ball's on the ground, and Gadsden has it. And no, it's out of bounds. It belonged to Fort Payne. What a break. The Gadsden player tried to pick the ball up and fumbled it and dropped it out of bounds. And that's really a break. He should have just fallen on that ball. 3
Gadsden players had their chance, had it in their hands, actually, and it luckily squirts out of bounds, so I guess a break for the Wildcats.
Big break for the Wildcats, but they'll have 3rd down, and Fort Payne looks like a disaster about ready to happen. They're trying to turn this ball game right around. They've already fumbled it twice and had a pass. Well, that's another fumble they almost lost there. Had 2 fumbles lost and a pass intercepted. Now here's another big 3rd down play for the Wildcats. And Daniel Thompson is your quarterback. He has twin receivers to the far side. Daniel will roll to the right. He's looking, he throws, he has a man incomplete. Right through the hands of Thomas Brandon. That would have been a first down. Thomas will normally catch those, but he didn't catch that one tonight, and it will belong to Gadsden. They're going to get great field position out of it. Gadsden trying to win the game, and you would not have thought this after the 3rd quarter. Fort Payne had a 17-0 lead at the end of 3 quarters. It's now 17-14 with 7:32 to go in the game, and Gadsden thinks they're going to get the ball inside the Wildcat 50. Thomas Brandon will kick it away from around his 10. He got a high snap the last time, remember. This time the snap is high, but he got it. And got away a spiraling long drive kick over the head of the receiver and bounces all the way back to the 31-yard line. That's a great kick by Thomas Brandon. As he just whistled that thing out of there and sets Gadsden up, but they have the ball with 7:22 to go. How long was that punt? From the 18 up to the 50 is 32 yards.
Well, from where it was standing, it went 65 yards, Larry.
So here is Gadsden. They'll have it at their own 32-yard line. And they have all 3 of their timeouts left. They need to turn the ball over some. This will be Blake Russell. They have all the momentum on their side, and they're going to run it up the middle, and nothing there as they tried to run Williams in the middle, and he got a yard or 2. As Jay Durham was there, got some help from a couple of other guys, but Williams ran for a couple of yards to the heart of that Wildcat defense, 2nd down and 8.
Well, you'd have to hope that Gadsden will continue to run that type play, Larry. I think they're playing right into our hands by trying to go up the middle. Seems like every play they beat us on tonight has been something to the outside.
Get that speed to the outside, you would think is what they want to do. And this will be Russell on the 2nd down play. He's going to try to get some speed to the outside. Gave it outside, trying to bounce outside. Got across the 40-yard line and picked up his first down. That was Lewis Kemp. And Kemp, just as you told him what to do there, Raj, he bounced it outside and got it all the way to the 44, a 10-yard gain for Mr. Kemp.
Seems like tonight they've used Williams to pick up the tough yardage up the middle, then spring Kemp loose on the outside, and Kemp has done the damage as far as crossing the goal line. Of course, they had the one to reverse to D'Agostine also.
6:37 to go. Clock not a factor yet. Gadsden, Blake Russell near midfield. He has the wing formation since D'Agostine in motion, runs his option play. Now pitches the ball to D'Agostine, and D'Agostine is snowed under after a couple of yards. Got it up to about the 47-yard line, but he ran that option off to the far side and gave the ball on the pitch to D'Agostine. And D'Agostine picked up a couple of yards, and well, they kept him in bounds, so the clock continues to run with 6:07 to go. Now they call a timeout for the Heat. Timeout on the field for the Heat, and Fort Payne could use a breather. The score is now Fort Payne 17, Gadsden 14. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Wildcat Sports Network. Gadsden has 2nd and 7 from their own 47-yard line, and they're going to run that reverse again that D'Agostine scored on. He's going to the far side, found another hole, and got knocked down across midfield at the Wildcat 46, but got very close to another first down. They've run that play twice, and D'Agostine went 31 yards the first time and went about 8 yards that time.
Well, that time Jonathan Dreyer read the play. He was able to make the tackle. If you can't see if they kept him from the first down, it looks like the ball is right on where the marker is, so I believe they may have the first down.
It's in Fort Payne territory at the 46 or 47-yard line.
First down.
It will be first down, Gadsden. 5:41 to go in the game. Fort Payne trying to hang on to a 17-14 lead. Gadsden trying to score 21 fourth-quarter points and knock off Fort Payne. The Cats led it 17-0 at the end of 3. They have a first down at the Wildcat 46-yard line. And this will be Blake Russell, the quarterback. He has a lot of weapons to call on in that backfield, and he's going to give it to Kemp. Kemp sweeps the far side, got it to the 45, still on his feet, and finally knocked out of bounds around the 42. But Kemp, Lewis Kemp, is the speed merchant, and they ran him into the short side of the field and picked up about 5 yards on the play down to the 41. It'll be second down for Gadsden, but the clock did stop for the Tigers. 5:20 to go. And Fort Payne hanging on defense. Blake Russell is your quarterback. Russell will this time run Williams, and Williams is going to dart it inside, broke 2 tackles and got a first down to the 35. May have got it inside the 35. And they're going to mark it right at that 35. That'll be another 7-yard gain and a first down for Gadsden. The third first down in this drive.
That time Gadsden, after going to the outsides for about 4 plays in a row, runs back up the middle again with Williams, and it has softened up the middle of the Wildcat defense, and Williams picks up the first down.
You think a turnover is about the only thing that's going to stop Gadsden here. And Russell will run up the middle to Williams, and Williams got shot down after a 2-yard gain. And Fort Payne's defense did a good job of hemming him up and knocking him down then. Into the game will come Kevin Nixon for the Wildcats. 4:49 to go. They give him a 2-yard gain down to the Fort Payne 33. Fox says 4:39 to go. Gadsden, all the time in the world. They have all 3 of their timeouts left. And they're taking a long time in the huddle, but now they finally break it. Blake Russell, your quarterback, sends D'Agostine on the wing on this near side. He might get it again here. And they are going to run the wing back reverse, gave it to D'Agostine. And D'Agostine can't break a tackle, and now he finally got it down to the 25-yard line somehow. Did D'Agostine have the ball?
Yeah,
he
had
get
the
into
ball.
the 25. They had him hemmed up around the 30, and somehow he cut back to the middle and got it down to the 25.
Actually, Brandon Waller had his arms around him for about a yard loss on the play and couldn't hold on. And once again, it's a 3rd and about 1.
3rd down and a yard with 3:52 to go. And Gadsden inside the Wildcat 30-yard line, nose just into the 25. They send the receiver in now, and he sets up on this near side. The quarterback is Russell. Russell will run his quarterback sneak and got 3 yards and a 1st down. So Gadsden trying to win this thing right here. And any way Fort Payne can stop him here, Raj?
Well, so far they've not been able to do it. I think the key in this has been the diversity that Gadsden has shown with their play calling. They've been going inside, outside, reverses, throwing a little bit of everything toward the Wildcats, and they're doing it slowly, but so far it's been surely.
3:25 to go. They really need a turnover here. Gadsden, they turned the ball over tonight, turned it over 6 times against Pell City last week. Fort Payne's been the one turning the ball over. Russell is your quarterback, and Russell is going to run D'Agostine inside, and fumbled the ball, but I think he fell on it. Fort Payne had their chance, but D'Agostine fell on it and actually picked up a couple of yards as he dove forward to get on the ball.
I think the ball bounced back up to him, actually. So I think all he had to do was just fall on the ball.
Right at the 20, so a 3-yard gain there. And Gadsden, 2:50 to go. They're chewing up this clock. If they don't score, that's all right. But if they get a touchdown, Fort Payne's going to have precious little time left. 17 to 10. 17 to 14 is the score. D'Agostine in motion. This will be Williams. And Williams got knocked down, broke it outside, broke a tackle, broke another tackle, and is going to have his 1st down. May have a touchdown down to the 3-yard line. He broke about 4 tackles and then busted it outside and ran all the way down to the Wildcat 3 with 2:26 to go.
Boy, just tough running by Williams on the play. Just dogged determination. Got him almost into the end zone.
17-yard run will put it at the 3. And Gadsden will have a 1st down with 2:22 to go. In this game, Fort Payne has led it all the way. They led it 17-0. As we went into the 4th quarter, it's now 17-14, and Gadsden trying to take the lead. This will be Russell. Russell, your quarterback, and Russell is probably going to give it to Williams. And looked like Gadsden moved, and Williams got the ball and dove it in there and got down to the 1. Looked like the right side of that Gadsden line moved, but no call. And really, if they're going to score, you want them to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, you want to have a little time left, and it's already down to 1:50 to go in the game. And like you say, Larry, if they're going to score, let them do it now. If not, well, we'll be happy with that.
1:45, 1:44. The clock is running, and Gadsden trying to take the lead. 1:40. The quarterback is Blake Russell. The quarterback sneak here, maybe. And there will be your quarterback sneak, and he just fell down. Fort Payne has the ball. Fort Payne has got it. They tried to run the quarterback sneak, and he fumbled the ball, and Kevin Nixon fell on it.
Never came out from center. Never had, the center and quarterback never had the ball.
How about that? We said they needed to go ahead and fumble the ball. Now Fort Payne's got to run the clock out with 1:30 to go. They've got it on their own 1, but it looks a whole lot better than it did 2 minutes ago.
Well, the last 2 possessions for Fort Payne has resulted in turnovers, Larry. And now with the Wildcats with the ball at their own 1-yard line, certainly we're going to have to be careful here. And I look for Daniel Thompson to carry the big part of the load.
Gadsden called a timeout. But let's go ahead and keep it right here. Blake Russell was going to run the safest play in football. He was going to run the quarterback sneak, and somehow the ball never got through his hands, hit the ground, and Kevin Nixon fell on it for Fort Payne, and Gadsden turns it over for the first time tonight, and it may cost him the game. But Fort Payne, well, I don't know why you call a timeout here if you're Gadsden, because now you only got 2 left, and Fort Payne can get 1 first down, they can run the clock out. But they've got to get that 1 first down. The ball is at their own 1-yard line with 1:30 to go, and you need to hang on to the football, get 1 first down, 2 for sure, and you've got yourself a big, big win over the big rival Gadsden Tigers. 1:30 to go. And Fort Payne will probably go with their double tight end formation.
I said to be safe, go with Daniel Thompson, the quarterback, but that's exactly what Gadsden did, and they lose the ball.
Daniel Thompson is the quarterback, and Daniel will run the quarterback sneak, and he got it up maybe for a yard. Is Gadsden going to call it? Yep, Gadsden calls their second timeout. So Gadsden only has 1 left, only 5 seconds ran off, Daniel got a little bit of room there, and now you know if Fort Payne can get a first down, they're going to win the game. If they don't turn it over. A minute 25 to go.
I really think it's really important to get this first down, Larry. If they hold us or using their other timeout, force us to punt, they're going to get the ball back in probably inside our 40-yard line with still about less than a minute to go.
You wouldn't give them a safety, would you, with Carlisle, the kind of kicker that he is? They'd have to just get down to about the 30. That might be something that's going through Coach Elmore's mind about giving them the safety, but I don't know. With Carlisle, he hit that. He had a 26-yarder down there and hit it short, but we saw him warming up, and he's got a much better leg than that.
But if we don't get the first down, Larry, we're probably going to have to kick and give them the ball, as I said, probably inside our 40.
Yep.
We give them 2, we get the kick off. Maybe we pit them back at the 20 and make them go 80 yards versus half that.
And make them throw the football rather than have to give it to one of these speedy backs. So let's see what happens. Let's just go ahead and get a first down. We'll forget about that. They have one timeout left with a minute 20 to go. Don't turn it over down here at Fort Payne. Daniel Thompson will run his option play. Gave it to Elliott McRae. Found a hole. He broke it. He's at the 25 to 30. It's a foot race. He's at 45, 50 down that far sideline. And he may go all the way. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown. Elliott McRae goes 97 yards for the touchdown. And look at the Gadsden players. Elliott McRae, 97 yards. Forget about giving him the safety.
Forget about it. We'll take 7.
Yeah, Elliott McElrath broke it, and it was a foot race once he got to around the 40. A couple of the Gadsden players were chasing him, but Elliott said, turned on the afterburners and went 97 yards. It may be the longest run in Fort Payne history.
No, I think we had a run in the rain against
Thomas McDaniel. I think he went about 80.
Yeah.
This will be Josh Miller to tack on the extra point. Snap is there. Kick is away. Kick is good. A minute 10 to go in the game. All of a sudden, 24 to 14, as Elliott McElrath goes 97 yards for the touchdown to maybe soft this one away for Fort Payne. The big turnover as Gadsden turned it over with a minute 15 to go, and Fort Payne ran one play, picked up 2 yards, and then Elliott McElrath, great blocking in the center of that Wildcat line.
Oh, Elliott absolutely just outran. He had 3 Gadsden Tigers hot on his heels. Elliott outran them. One fell and kind of took a couple of the others out. And I don't know where it came from, but water went kicking up down there. Somehow there's a mud puddle. Where in the heck that came from, I'll never know. But a great run by Elliott McElrath, and the Gadsden people are getting out here quicker than a church congregation after the final amen. 24 to 14 as Elliott McElrath rambles 97 yards for the touchdown to seal it away. And this is a happy group here. Fort Payne, this is a pretty good football team, Fort Payne. And they were about a yard away from being maybe the opposite.
But you look back, and Fort Payne got behind by 10 last week to Cherokee County and came back, and now they're about to lose the game after leading 17-0 to Gadsden, and they do what you have to do and get the fumble, and then they go 97 yards for the touchdown, and this is a pretty good football team. We'll be tested next week, though. Patrick Tate will just squib it down the far side. It's going to bounce out of bounds. Well, let it go. They picked it up, thank you. At the 20, it's going to be hemmed in over there and then knocked down. If he can let that ball go, it had gone out of bounds. It got it on the 35. Instead, they're pinned back with a minute 5 to go.
Not a very wise decision by the returner for Gadsden. As Larry said, if it let it go out of bounds, they would have had the penalty in the ball on the 35. So they lose about 13, 14 yards on that play.
So Fort Payne is a
got a personal foul against Fort Payne here, Larry.
Got a what?
Looks like a
personal foul against Fort Payne. And who's it on? David Richardson is the one that's coming out.
Richardson.
Well, he's just talking to Coach Sanford now.
Oh,
that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. That'll put the ball up to the 40-yard line. But still, Gadsden's got to score twice to knock off Fort Payne now with a minute 5 to go. And this will be...
Hey, they own you,
They own
you, baby.
Good to see Divell Bell down in front, giving his support to this team. Back to pass will be Russell. Russell throws it out here. It's going to be incomplete. Threw it over the head of the intended receiver. And yes, he threw that ball over the head of that receiver. And Fort Payne, who was that, came up and knocked him down there.
Richardson.
David Richardson will put a helmet to you.
And I think Lewis Kemp took a little bit of exception to that as he tried to dump Richardson.
You're kidding me. Well, he's just angry. Gadsden, you know, I thought when Gadsden got behind 17-0 that they were probably going to roll over and play dead. But they didn't. To their credit, they came back, had a chance to win the game. Motion man to the near side, going to run that pitch to the near side. This will be Lewis Kemp. And Kemp is going to break it to the 50, trying to cut back across the middle. He may go all the way. He's at the 40. One man can stop him. 30, 25, 20. And Josh Miller is going to push him out of bounds at the goal line. And he got pushed out down around the 3 with 45 seconds to go.
Chadwick.
That was Chadwick pushed him out, but a long, long run. And that was 57-yard gallop.
57-yard pickup.
58 yards. They put it on the 2. Down to the 2-yard line by Kemp. So they can't throw it. They'll just give it to one of these speed merchants. 45 seconds to go. If you're Gadsden, you got to score here, then get the onside kick. But the way these Gadsden Fort Payne games have gone, who am I to say that can't happen?
Going for 2 here.
They haven't scored yet. This will be up the middle, and Kemp himself, and it's going to be into the end zone for the touchdown. With 41 seconds to go, Blake Russell kept the ball himself and scored on the right side.
That cuts it to 24-22. Is that correct?
Yep.
Scoreboard still says 14. Now they change it. So anything can happen again.
24-20 is the score. And they're going to kick the extra point. Now, 24-20 is the score. Carlisle is going to try to kick the extra point there. A man short, and now they send somebody in. And they're probably going to go ahead and take a 5-yard penalty, which won't hurt them that bad with Carlisle's leg. Now they get him in there, got the snap up, got the kick up, and it is good. 41 seconds to go. And it's down to a 3-point game, 24-21 with 41 seconds to go. Let's just keep it right here. You guys are confused because Kemp didn't score on the long run. He got down to the 2-yard line. Y'all thought he scored, didn't you? Actually, the quarterback Russell scored.
Yeah, I think that when Russell was going for the 2-point conversion, when he was going for the touchdown.
Yeah. 41 seconds to go. Now they're going to onside kick it. This one has been wild and woolly. 24-21, and it may not be over yet. If Gadsden gets this onside kick, Fort Payne has everybody up there close. And they just need to get the football, and it's all over. Gadsden has 1 timeout left. Carlisle will try to kick it to this near side. Fort Payne has all their hands people up there. Josh Miller, Thomas.
Fort Payne doesn't have enough. Gadsden does not have enough players.
Heath Owen, Kenny Chadwick, Josh Miller.
They still only have 9.
Matt Hughes.
One went in, and they still only have 9.
Well, they have one over here.
Okay,
actually, they got 12.
Now they got 12. 15's going off.
Now they got 11 in there now, we think. And Carlisle is going to try the onside kick. Big play here.
Watch for the offsides here. Pretty good kick.
And Fort Payne on the ground. Fort Payne got it.
Daniel
Thompson went after it. I think Josh Miller knocked it down. Daniel Thompson went after it and got it. It belonged to Fort Payne. All they got to do is kill the clock and win themselves a big game.
Gadsden, after all that, still ended up with only 10 players on the kickoff team.
And Fort Payne will try to run the clock out. Just gets the ball from the center and lay down a couple of times. Gadsden only has 1 timeout. 37 seconds to go.
Kenny Chadwick is going to be about the 35-yard line. Well, he's going to back up even further.
Daniel Thompson is your quarterback, and Gadsden, Daniel just hit a knee. Gadsden actually jumped offside. They're not going to call it. They're going to let the clock run down. Gadsden now burns their last timeout. Gadsden jumped into the neutral zone, but nobody cares with 36 seconds to go. They burned their last timeout. Let's take a 30-second pause. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Sports Network with Fort Payne winning it by a score of 24-21. Gadsden has no timeouts left, so all Daniel Thompson needs to do is fall on it one